WOLV, and this is going to be a bi-weekly show examining Michigan football, the teams they've played and the teams they're going to play. I'm here with really the star of the show, Mr. Thomas Gwines. He's the offensive tackle for Michigan and probably the most versatile of all the Michigan linemen, playing every position other than center. And Thomas, let's talk a little bit about the beginning of the season. Okay, going in, obviously we had the coaching change, new quarterback. What was the mindset of the team coming into this season?
I think the mindset of the team was that, you know, we had a lot of different adversities going on. You know, the loss of Mo, different quarterback situations coming in. But I think Jay Reamersma, our tight end, summed it up most. You know, in order to make a time, you got to have a lot of pressure. Form a goal, you have to burn it over and over again. And I think during this off season, you know, we experienced all those different sorts of adversities. So now, you know, I think it's our time to come out and shine.
What did the loss of Moeller mean to the team?
I can't really say to the team, but personally speaking, I don't think it was that big of a loss because the majority of the time, players are closer to their position coaches than with the actual head coach. And that was more or less the relationship a lot of us had here during Gary's stint. But, you know, anytime you have a loss of your head coach and you have a lot of different negative adversities come to a program, there's going to be some problems. But as I look at it now, we accepted it and, you know, it's trying to move on.
Jared Irons, the captain of the team this year, has said that, you know, they had all these changes and stuff, but the biggest motivational factor going into this year's schedule was the fact that you've been 8-4 the last 2 years, and you just wanted to get back to the Rose Bowl, get back to the Big Ten championships, and get back to really the Michigan tradition. You know, how do you guys plan to do that?
Definitely, Jared was right on the money there. I think the way we're going to get back by doing that is take one game at a time and to continue our good work ethic that we started out this summer with over summer condition. You know, everybody was back. You know, we busted our butts, running and lifting weights, stuff like that. And then, you know, we also are really trying to keep it in perspective. You know, football is a sport, but it's also a game. And when you play games, you try to have fun. So I figure, you know, if we keep coming out, staying loose, but yet focused, we're going to, you know, basically take Michigan back to where it once was.
About your captains for this year and how they were chosen?
Captains more or less are chosen just by how they lead and, you know, their on-the-field ability as well as their off-field ability. Especially during summer conditioning stuff, Jared Irons and Joe Marinero were leading the way, and you know, we just felt that their personalities, their work ethics were the best two to more or less to lead this team to another championship.
It's very uncommon for a Michigan team to have a junior as a captain. Can you say something a little bit about Jared's leadership skills?
Jared's leadership skills are he'd rather show you than tell you. And Jared is a junior eligibility-wise, but, you know, he is a senior. He has been here for 4 years, and he knows how the system works. And with that, you know, like I said, just by his work ethic and the things that he shows us on and off the field made him a great candidate for captain.
Okay, folks, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Mr. Dan Schwab on his report about Michigan seasonal ticket sales. And after that, we're going to come back and we're going to discuss the first 3 games of this season, Virginia, Memphis, and Illinois. So stay with us, and on to you, Danny.
Lobs it. Hayes is there. Out of the end zone. Touchdown. They give it to him. He has 1 foot in.
Despite 3 consecutive victories, Michigan is not a winner. At least at the box office. For the 2nd consecutive year, student football ticket sales have declined. Consider, in 1993, approximately 20,000 student tickets were sold. In 1995, the number dwindled to 16,000. While that may sound like peanuts for a stadium that holds over 100,000 spectators, the trend is of great concern. Football apparently has lost its clout on campus.
Well, I'll tell you what, it may be the lack of schedule this year, but I don't mind the lack of students because, you know, the students that didn't buy the tickets are the students with no fans and weren't making any noise anyhow. We got the dedicated fans down here, and that's all that counts.
Michigan fans are fickle. As long as we're winning, they're coming to the games, and if we start losing, that's it.
I think the home schedule this year isn't that great. I'm kind of looking forward to next year when we play UCLA, Michigan State, Penn State at home. Should be a better year.
Indeed, Ohio State looms as the only top 25 opponent in the student package. And with season tickets worth a Big Ten high $77, students are looking to reap back the money they lost.
Have you seen the student body at all buy any tickets from scalpers?
Student body? No. No. Seen them try to sell some, and some awful seats, but I haven't seen anyone buy any. Believe me, I haven't seen anyone buy.
Winning should solve everything, but after 2 lackluster 8-4 seasons, expectations are low. Correlate that with the forced resignation of Gary Moeller and the loss of key players.
Coming back for Michigan, Tyrone Wheatley. The Los Angeles Raiders are now on the clock. Well, I think you can tell that Giant fans are pretty pleased with that selection. Tyrone Wheatley.
However, some students believe the problem may not exist within the team, but within the stadium itself.
Well, Danny, it's ridiculous. The Department of Public Safety cops and everything else are ridiculous down here. Honest to God, they make us sit down. They tell us we can't throw anything. They keep an eye on us. They got 5 cops down here with a constant eye on us, won't let us do a thing. So, you know, all they got to do is loosen up. Obviously, there ain't all that many drunk people here that are going to hurt people, so just let people have a good time. That's all they got to do.
Others feel it is time to reverse the ban prohibiting alcohol from Michigan Stadium.
Do you think if the student body was allowed to drink in Michigan Stadium that more students would show up?
I would say definitely. Definitely. People don't go to the games because of all the restrictions, and if we get rid of some of the restrictions, I think a lot of people will show up, a lot of people will cheer us on. Maybe we'll win a few more games each year, you know? So alcohol can help Michigan football.
At the University of Tulsa, alcohol is being permitted into the football games on a 1-year trial basis. 27,000 people attended the first game, 2,000 more than last year's home opener. In a recent phone interview with Assistant Sports Information Director Debbie Long, she stated, quote, "Us selling it is no big shocker. Our campus is wet. We sell beer in our student center. If they weren't here drinking, they'd be somewhere else. They're aware of their appearance."
In actuality, declining student ticket sales is a national problem. At the University of Nebraska, 30,000 season packages were sold annually in the mid-'80s. A year ago, that number was down to 6,000, a year in which the Cornhuskers won the national championship.
But Michigan may be a victim of its own athletic success. Football is no longer the only sport in town. The basketball program has made it to the Final Four twice and the Great 8 once in the past 4 years. The hockey team has traveled to the Final Four twice in the past 3 years.
Why do you think it is that hockey and basketball tickets have increased, football has decreased?
I think one reason for the hockey is because our team's a lot better this year. We're going a lot farther in the playoffs. We're ranked #1 all year. Hockey games are really exciting. All the fans really get into the game, so it's a lot of fun. Basketball, we got a lot of up-and-coming stars, so everyone wants to come check them out, see how they're doing.
But as Michigan football entertains its best season since 1986, it may have lost one mythical game already, and the student body may be its toughest opponent for years to come.
Thanks, Danny, for that report. Well, Thomas, why don't we start talking about the Virginia game?
All right.
And obviously, comeback from 17 points down. Greatest comeback in Michigan football history. Okay? But it looked like it was going to go down as a major defeat there up until the fourth quarter. Can you explain what happened for Virginia to come down as like they did to take the lead?
Well, first off, a lot of credit to Virginia. They had a really good football team. They executed, their plays very well. And in the first part of the game, I guess it was just more or less they were executing and we weren't. But as the game began to wind down, we more or less began to pick it up. Defense began to pick it up, and we just had to take it upon ourselves as an offense, as a whole, to more or less just come out and just say, you know, we're not going to lose this game. Put too much time in, too much work to come out and just get our butts kicked 17-zip at home in the opening game. And I guess the rest is history. You know, we just put it together, kept believing, and scored a touchdown.
Can you tell us a little bit about the performance of Mercury Hayes, who really was the star of the game?
Well, you know, Merk's a very consistent guy. Merk was also another guy out there this summer leading the way, working hard, doing what he had to do to become a better player. And, you know, Merk and Amani are two go-to guys for the big plays when we need them. And once again, he came through for us big.
Okay. Scott Dreisbach, first game of his career, coming in as a freshman, national television. How do you think he performed in his first game?
I think under the circumstances, I think Scott performed admirably. He, you know, threw the balls where he needed to be thrown at. He had a couple mistakes here, a couple mistakes there, but hey, he's a freshman. And as I look at it, a lot of pressure is going to be put on us as an offensive line to give him time so he can make the proper checks, taking off one receiver to another. And, you know, if we come through up front for Scott, I have enough confidence in him and his talent and his ability that he'll come through for the team.
Going into the fourth quarter, the Virginia fans were chanting, "Big Ten sucks, the Big Ten sucks," and the fans were actually, Michigan fans were actually booing Scott. How did he hang in there?
I think with something like that, even when your own fans start to begin to boo you, then you got to look internally, and we have to pull together as a team. You know, just like when we go to other stadiums and stuff, it's a very hostile environment, and we have to look to ourselves for our own support. You know, we're out there playing, not the people up in the stands. And when you got your, you know, you guys out there in the field behind you, I feel that you can more or less come through anything.
Obviously, the last play of the game capped the victory. What was that like? Can you describe the play? And, you know, what was it like? What was going through your mind?
The play, from what I remember, I knew that we had to go in and score the big one because Scott threw a pass to Tyrone Butterfield, but it wasn't in the end zone. We had no timeouts left, and Tyrone Butterfield made a smart play by dropping the ball intentionally. But I just knew we had to give him good time up front and just hopefully let Scott just throw it up and let Merk go up and get it. And the emotions after that, you know, you guys saw it. We all just found the field. It's just the field day for us.
Okay. So nothing, you know, what does that mean to you? What does that victory mean to you and the team?
Just to the team and everybody, just shows us that, you know, Michigan, however far we might be down, we're never out. And as long as we believe in ourselves, you know, to that clock reach zero in the fourth quarter, you know, we're always in it to win it.
Is that like a trademark for this year now?
I don't really want to call that a trademark this year because we have too much talent and ability to be coming back from like that. And if you keep doing that, eventually you're going to lose. But just something for other teams to know and for ourselves to know, don't ever count us out. And that goes out to the fans as well.
The defense seemed to play pretty well the entire game, but the offense seemed to start really slow. Was that because of Virginia's defense, or do you think?
It wasn't. I don't really want to say it was Virginia's defense, even though they did play a good game. But characteristically speaking, it always takes the offense a little bit longer to come around than the defense because we have so much timing and stuff to hook up and different blocking plays and stuff like that. So it's a lot more technically oriented on the offensive side of the ball.
Why don't we start talking about the Illinois game and the Big Ten opener for the University of Michigan? Okay. Illinois' coach, Lou Tepper, made a lot of comments before the season at the Big Ten kickoff luncheon, you know, how they don't fear Michigan anymore, how, you know, Michigan's not the team it used to be. How did that affect the team going into that game, and how was it used as motivation?
Well, you know, anytime a coach makes a statement like that towards a team, it's almost like, you know, you're trying to call your opponent out, trying to say, well, you know, we really want to play you guys. And in doing such, you know, I think he more or less just added fuel to the fire because the Illinois-Michigan games already been pumped up to be a big game within the Big Ten as it is, and the rivalries between the two schools. But those types of statements, like I said, just added fuel to the fire, gave us a little bit something else to go out and work for during practice. Because when making statements such as that, like I said, you know, it's like calling us out and more or less trying to say, well, are you guys really Michigan? You know, do you think you can really beat us? And by doing such, you know, hey, he saw what happened, 38 to what, 14?
Right.
You know, so I think Tepper will learn to bite his tongue next time.
You think he's going to be looking for the rematch this year?
Hopefully not, you know, because the game got pretty boring at the end. So, but not to take anything away from Illinois, they did a great job. But hey, never call us out.
They had some great players over in Illinois. Simeon Rice was that really look forward to in this game. Can you describe how he played for Illinois, and how did you guys neutralize him?
Simeon Rice is a very athletic outside linebacker, but the type of ball that we play here, you know, we like to pound you, and Simeon Rice really doesn't want to get into a physical matchup, especially with us up front. And you know, there was a lot of times we went up against Simeon and Hardy as well, and for some reason they kept coming back with these little grins on their face, like they're actually doing something. But like I said before, those who saw the game saw what happened, and I think they'll have a little bit more respect for us. You know, we saw some film on them talking about how they worked out and everything, and he had this little sled that he was pulling in, tipped over, and so I'm like, yeah, it looks like a quarterback after I hit him, but you can't fix a quarterback, you know. But he got home maybe once or twice to Scott, but Scott got back up, and we just kept going there and kicking their butt.
You know, the defense seemed to play a great game that game. Can you explain what what their schemes were and what motivation they used to go out and beat Illinois?
Scheme-wise, I really can't tell you because I'm on the offensive side of the ball, but I think maybe our defensive front four is just doing a great job for us throughout the year, and we're getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And if you notice throughout the past 3 games, we're getting a lot of team pursuit to the ball. And so by doing that, you know, one guy misses a tackle, but you got the rest of the defense out there just pounding the ball carrier. And by doing that, you're going to cause fumbles, turnovers, things of that nature. It gives us the ball back in great field position. And, you know, when they scratch our back, we'll scratch theirs. And if defense continue to do that, we'll continue to put points up on the board.
Now, obviously, offense is your forte. Now, the first 5 minutes of that third quarter were a blur. People were coming back from getting their hot dog, and Michigan's 21 points higher than what they were, you know, before they left. You know, what was said in the locker room to have Michigan come out and start clicking like they were?
Well, I think, you know, anytime we come in for halftime, you know, we always got to look at the game as 0-0. And, you know, we're trying to be a 4-quarter football team. And when we came out in the third quarter, it was just like, you know, remember while we're out here, remember the purpose that we came down to Champaign. Now let's take the stadium over and to come back to Ann Arbor with a victory. And, you know, up front, we're just blowing them off the ball. We're just coming off low, coming off hard. Tim, the rest of the backs were running the ball great. And I don't think Illinois' defense was really ready for what we have for them. You know, this year we talk a lot about attrition, the point of just beating on the opponent and just keep wearing them down. And I think that's what happened in the Illinois game.
How do you think Chiamanga is? Obviously, he's been talked about as a Heisman Trophy candidate this year. How do you think his performance has been this far? And how does the Heisman talk affect what the offensive line thinks and what what he thinks?
I don't think Heisman talk, you know, really affects us too much. You know, we had a lot of talk about that a couple of years ago with some of our other players and stuff, and I think that was more or less an internal cancer as far as his team went, because you have a Heisman candidate as individually, but we try to stay together collectively. And Tim, the rest of the offense is doing a great job of that, staying level-headed and you know, just trying to stay together as a team.
Now, obviously going into Illinois, a hostile environment, how do you deal as a team with that hostile environment?
We go into a hostile environment like we're happy to be here because we're about to take the stadium over. And, you know, we look forward to challenges and adversity because it pulls us closer together as a unit. And it's kind of fun to shut, you know, 70,000 people up.
What we have to do is maintain our confidence, maintain our concentration on what we're trying to get done. And if we can do that, then we'll see what happens. But we got a lot of improvement to make, and I do. It'll be interesting to see how we respond now. Because
Hi, this is Thomas Gwines for WOLV. I'm standing here with Jay Remersma, fifth-year senior tight end. Jay, what's your expectations for this upcoming year?
I think we, as a team, we definitely got some goals that we want to achieve. We want to get back to the Rose Bowl, be Big Ten champions again, and the team is looking very good, and we're gonna be all right for the season. We're up for the challenge.
As a fifth-year senior and having some experience under your belt, has your leadership roles changed any?
I think so. Any fifth-year guy, any kind of senior out there playing is going to be accounted for just that much more. You know, not only do you have to be out there playing, you got to be making plays as a senior. You got to be out there doing the things that the guys are going to be looking up for you, you know, to do. And you know, that's the way I see leadership as a fifth-year guy. You know, you got to increase that and really do a good job in that area.
As a fifth-year senior, I know time's coming around for you to graduate. Do you think there's going to be any extra struggle or hassle trying to compete on a top-notch level football-wise, plus take care of your academics?
Academics, I've been lucky enough to get along with academics pretty well. Carrying a 3-point here in communications, and things are going good. I'm looking to graduate in December, but you know, always when you're looking to graduate, it's a big hassle. You got to get extra stuff done, and but I'm really concentrating on football, looking for the upcoming season.
All right, Jay, thanks for your time. This is once again Thomas Gwines for WOLV.
That was WOLV's very own Thomas Gwines with that interview with Jay Remersma. Okay, going into the Memphis game, obviously a big emotional letdown after Illinois and the Virginia game. It's hard to get pumped up for a team like this. What did you guys do to stay focused?
Well, you're exactly right. Coaches came to us earlier in the week and we're talking a lot about human nature, how after 2 big wins as the Illinois and Virginia game, how you need to stay focused and pumped up for the Memphis game. And defense did a great job. They held up there in the bargain. Offense, we had some mistakes and some things like that we need to get taken care of. But overall, I thought we had a decent game, and it's a good game for us to learn from.
What's the plans for the practice in the following week to finish off those mistakes?
I think more or less, just keep our work ethic the way it has been, continue to practice hard, and to just give more attention to the different mistakes that were made. Backs held onto the ball, timing of the quarterback, receivers, stuff like that. Maybe cleaning up the blocking in the interior line.
Lloyd Carr said today that those mistakes would be taken care of for the Boston College.
Well, definitely going to BC to play those guys there, you definitely don't have to take care of those mistakes, because the mistakes we made can beat you and will eventually beat you. And with the team of such caliber as BC, we're definitely going to have to keep that stuff taken care of.
Michigan Football 95 took a look or talked to Coach Carr earlier this season about the schedule and what it means coming up. So why don't we go to Coach Lloyd Carr and we'll come back here.
In a row, we'll have an off week before they come to before they play Michigan. Where do you look for your team to be at that point in the season?
Well, I'm not worried about that point in the season, Scott. I'm worried about what we have to do to get ready for the opening. And if we do a good job early in the season, when we get to that point, it'll take care of itself.
Okay, all right.
Wrap it up for today. This has been Michigan Football 95, continuing the tradition. What we're going to do is we'll be back here bi-weekly to discuss it. We'll have special guests like Chuck Winters and Angelique Sangelis from the Detroit News. So you just stay right here with us for a great season of Michigan football. I'm Jeff Holshausen.
Thomas Gwines.
Go Blue.
See ya.
about it. I never take back my decision on going to Penn State or anything like that. There's no way. I never second-guess myself. This is my choice. This is what I stuck with. And this is what I want. It was the University of Michigan.
Thank you, O.
Yeah. No problem.